Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you today in the GK class. Okay, I hope all of you are doing well, and I hope your exam also, which was there day before yesterday, along with other exams, they would have gone well, and you are going to score a very good marks. All right. Okay, so starting with this, as we have already completed or we have finished off giving off the UT2 exam, so now we will be continuing ahead with the later portions or the remaining pages which we have not done of all the previous topics like our environment, India and the world, sports and knowledge, and all these things, art and culture and everything. Okay, so before going ahead, I would like to remind you the same thing, that is, this is the subject which is beyond boundaries. That is, there is no limit to this. And how there is no limit to this, I will be telling you a very short story, that is an incident which happened with me just last Sunday. Regarding this, I'll be sharing you a very wonderful incident which happened with me on the last Sunday, which gave me much more confirmation on this heading, that is, this is the subject which is beyond boundaries, and we are going to do this thing. Okay, but before telling that short story, let us have a look over the syllabus, and then we will be continuing with our GK portion. Okay, before going ahead, I would really like to apologize from my end, that is on the GK exam day, that is on 18th, that was yesterday only, day before yesterday. Okay, so day before yesterday my phone got damaged. It stopped working around 12 o'clock or even 1 o'clock. Okay, at the time of the opening of the query window. So this was the main reason why I was not able to answer your questions if you all would have asked me, because my phone's touch stopped working. Okay, so this was the main reason why I was not able to answer your questions. I really apologize for that, and I assure you this thing, that is, since I have to purchase a new phone, so I don't have all those past messages which you all have sent on the groups. So if you have any doubts or any clearance from my side, so I request you to please send all those messages once again today when the query will be opened, so that I can answer and as well as clear your doubts. Is that clear to each and everyone? Okay, I am again telling you that whatever the doubts were there, whatever messages you have sent me on 18th in the query window, I don't have any of them right now. Okay, as my phone has got damaged. So now I request you to send me again all those queries, all those clearances which you would like to have from my end. Okay, or any kind of doubts which you have regarding that GK paper, so that we can clear the doubts as well as we can go ahead with the syllabus part. Is that clear to each and everyone? So let us, without any delay, let us continue with the GK portion. But before that, let us go ahead with the syllabus. Okay, let us have a quick look over the syllabus. For that, let me make the screen blank, and now let me show you the syllabus. Okay, so if you can see the syllabus in the last class, that is before the revision class I'm talking about, that was there on, it was there on 30th, I hope, or 5th, sorry. Okay, so in those classes what we have done is, that is, basically we have completed our entire periodic test 2 portion. Okay, and today we will be going ahead with some more topics of the half yearly portion, since we have already completed all these page numbers, and the brain workout also we have done, and our last class was missed, I hope, because we were having the exams on that day, maybe. Okay, or we did the revision kind of thing. So before that, today, that is, this is the periodic. Okay, this all this page numbers which we have done. Okay, and now today we are going to do the half yearly portion. Okay, since out of these pages, some of the pages has been already done in the periodic test 1, so we will be only doing all those pages which are left behind. Like, if you remember, in the last class we have done till page number 38, and page number 36 was your famous battles, whereas page number 38 was the eminent persons. I hope, let me check here. Okay, close to nature. Okay, close to nature was the topic on page number 38. So today we will be doing 4 pages, that is 2 pages of science and technology, that is 20 and 28, because 9 and 15 we have already done, as well as we will be doing 22 and 29 of arts and literature, because 10 and 16 we have already done. Is that clear? So this is how we are going to do it now, so that you also remain on a safer side, and at the same time we can go ahead with the syllabus properly. Is that clear to each and everyone? Okay, so now let us move ahead with page number 20 of the science and technology, as well as we will be moving ahead. First we will be doing page number 20, followed by 22, then 28, and then 29. So without any delay, let us have a quick look over this one. All right. Okay, so this is our page number 20, that is related to science and technology, that is the space quiz. Okay, so here basically what we are going to study is, okay, if we go ahead with the very first one, that is a magnetic field is generated in the sun by electric currents. This is carried out through the solar system by the solar wind. Okay, now see, what is magnetic field? First try to understand, because all of us, we know that all the planets, they keep on revolving around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Okay, and why this is there? Because there is some kind of force which is attracting them, and as a result of which they remain bounded in that elliptical orbit. हमारा सन कोई ना कोई एक ऐसी एनर्जी या फोर्स लगाता है बाकी सारे प्लैनेट्स के ऊपर, जिससे कि वो सारे के सारे प्लैनेट्स उसी इलेप्टिकल ऑर्बिट में क्या करते हैं, रोटेट करते रहते हैं. ओके, सो हाउ दिस इज और व्हाट इज दिस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड? Let me try to make you understand. All of you have seen that bar magnet, if you remember. Okay, so the bar magnet is what? In the case of bar magnet, we have two ends, that is your north pole and the south pole. So near the poles, okay, when you bring any kind of iron objects near the north pole or near the south pole, what happens? That object gets attracted towards it. Okay, so why that object is getting attracted? Because the magnet is exerting some kind of force on that object. Okay, and this force is what? Nothing but your magnetic field. Okay, now magnetic field is what? Reason up to which this magnetic force can be experienced. Like कितनी दूर तक ये कितनी दूर तक एक मैग्नेट किसी भी रखे हुए ऑब्जेक्ट्स को अपने तरफ अट्रैक्ट कर लेता है, दैट इज नोन एज योर मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. अगर आप एक छोटे से बार मैग्नेट के काफ़ी दूर पर आयरन ऑब्जेक्ट्स रख देते हैं तो वो नहीं अट्रैक्ट होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि वो उस बार मैग्नेट के मैग्नेटिक फील्ड के बाहर होता है. इज दैट क्लियर? तो उस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड मतलब पावर, एक छोटे से बार मैग्नेट का जितना पावर होता है, जितनी दूर तक का उसका रेंज होता है, उतनी ही दूर तक वो सारे ऑब्जेक्ट्स को अट्रैक्ट करता है. और कॉमन एग्जांपल से समझना चाहें तो दैट इज योर राउटर. ओके, इफ यू रिमेंबर, राउटर में क्या होता है? एक पर्टिकुलर रेंज होता है. आप अपने घर के अंदर रहते हैं तभी वाईफाई पकड़ता है, आप बाहर निकल जाते हो रोड पे तब तक भी रहता है, लेकिन हल्का सा और आप आगे जाते हो तो क्या होता है? वो कनेक्शन लॉस्ट हो जाता है. क्यों? क्योंकि वहाँ तक उसका रेंज नहीं होता है. इज दैट क्लियर? सो दिस इज true here. Okay, we just have to say whether the following statements are true or false. So this is true. Okay, क्योंकि magnetic field which is generated by the solar winds cause all the planets to keep on revolving in their orbits. Venus has a magnetic pole. False. Okay, Hale-Bopp, one of the biggest comets seen from the earth, was discovered in 1995. Now what is this comets? Comets are what? The large stones, or basically the large kind of stars also you can say, or the heavenly objects which are seen to fall from the upper side, okay, or from the space. These are basically known as the comets, and these comets, or the size of these comets, are so large, or they are so huge and powerful, that they can even destroy any one part of the earth as well. Okay, but what happens generally, all these comets, when they come, or when they start falling from the space, in between only, due to friction, or as soon as they enter into the earth's atmosphere, they get burnt up and they get broken down into pieces, and they fall down as dust particles. Is that clear? Because if these comets, they fall on the ground as it is, the entire that portion of the earth will get disappeared, or it will get badly damaged. Okay, the satellites of Uranus share their names with the characters of Shakespeare plays. Okay, that is your true. Moving ahead, Saturn and Jupiter are made mostly of hydrogen and helium. That is also true. That is mostly made of hydrogen and helium means what? That is the amount of gases, or the majority of the gases which are present in the atmosphere of Saturn and Jupiter are basically your hydrogen and helium. Okay. Okay, now the next one, the moon is the only satellite in the solar system which has a thick atmosphere and clouds. Now see here, if you will be studying, you have the chapter the stars and the solar system in science. So when you will be studying that chapter, so you will come to know that there are two types of satellites here, that is your natural satellites and your artificial satellites. Artificial satellites, all of us we know, they are the man-made satellites which are being sent into the space just for the purpose of studying all these planets, their climatic conditions, the type of soil and everything. Okay, but the natural satellites which are present, like moon is what? The moon is the natural satellite of the earth, I hope so, if I am not wrong. Okay, so this moon is what? It keeps on revolving around the earth. Is that clear? Or basically what you will find, that is the number of natural satellites is quite more. Some planets have 22 natural satellites, some planets have 10 natural satellites. Okay, so these are the natural satellites which keep on revolving around these planets by their own. Scientists have found signs of ancient floods on Mars. That is true. Christian Huygens was the first person to propose the theory that Jupiter has rings around it. False. Neptune was discovered by astronomers in 1846. This is your true. Sunita Williams, we very well know, holds the record for the most number of spacewalks by a woman. False. Sirius is the largest dwarf planet. That is also false. Whales marineries on Mars is the largest canyon system. Okay, this is your true. Moving ahead to the next page, that is what is the world. This is related to your art and culture. Okay, so these are the words with their meanings. Okay, let us try to have a look over them. That is autotomy. Okay, so autotomy is what? The voluntary separation of a body part from an animal under threat. Okay, the voluntary separation. Voluntary means by their own. Okay, it is not involuntary, it is just by the will or by the decision of that animal only. Okay, bibliopole, that is your a dealer, especially in the rare books, that is books which are not easily available throughout the world. Okay, rhinoplasty, that is your plastic surgery done on the nose, usually for cosmetic purposes. Okay, now one thing which I know about this plastic surgery is what? That is these are very expensive, and at the same time they require much more attention, much more care of those body parts where this plastic surgery is carried out. Okay, mistletoe, that is used to express congratulations. Ostentation, that is excessive display of wealth and luxury. Countenance, that is your the face or facial expression of a person. Déjà vu, that is a feeling that one has seen or heard something before. Now see, I would like to tell you that this language or the signs which you are able to see on top of E and A, okay, that is your apostrophe signs basically, okay, but these are not used in our common English language. These are used in the French language, okay, the person or the French language, which is most commonly used in France or some other parts of country as well. There we use this type of E and A, okay. So this is a French word, okay. Next we have horse de over. So here it is a savory dish usually served as an appetizer. Appetizer is also a word obtained from the French word only. This D apostrophe, this one, this is also written in the French language only. Okay, petite or petit. Okay, this is a common which you all would have heard. Having a small trim figure, a word usually for a woman. Okay, masochism, that is your F, pleasure in being abused or dominated. Okay, fact file. Dictionaries have been an integral part of our lives since time immemorial. It is believed that the first dictionary in the world was written by an ancient Greek philosopher, Protagoras of Abdera. He compiled a glossary of difficult words used in Homer's work in the 5th century BC. So this is important from your examination point of view or from the GS point of view, your general knowledge point of view as well. Okay, moving ahead to some IT acronyms. This is again related to your science and technology. Okay, let us have a look. Okay, still we have a lot of time. All right, so there it is, the full form of some basic, most of them they are related to your internet and the web sources only. Okay, the very first one, that is your ISP, that is your internet service provider. ISP is what, like from where you are getting this internet. Okay, that is, we have different internet service providers like Jio is there, Vodafone, Airtel. Okay, these are what, these are the different companies which are providing us the internet services. Okay, ISDN, integrated service digital network. HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, now what is this? You must have seen that whenever you open any website on the Google Chrome or Firefox or Internet Explorer or Mozilla, or that is any website, that is any browsing software, okay, any web browsing software, whenever you search or open any website, you will find in the very beginning that it will be starting with HTTP semicolon or hash semicolon. Okay, this is what, this is the starting point which directs you to that search related queries. Okay, FTP, that is your file transfer protocol. GIF, very common nowadays, that is your graphics interchange format. What do you find? You used to share all these GIF in your mobile phones, that is basically on the WhatsApp, and at the same time you come across with these on some more social networking sites like your Instagram or any other social media platforms which you have, that is your Facebook as well. So here in this case, what do you find? Most of the GIF, they are not having the sound. Okay, they only have the graphics, and these graphics, they keep on repeating the same thing. Okay, like if you remember, I would have shown you something, or if you have some of your brothers in class 5th, so you would have if you will ask or you will find them. So what do you find in this? That is, these are some of the actions, like if the boy is clapping, okay, so there will be no sound of the clap, but he will keep on clapping, that is you will be able to see that he is making some kind of gestures. You are able to see him clapping, but no sound will be produced. And the moment you press your back button, unless and until it is opened, it will keep on repeating the same thing. CPU, that is your central processing unit. This central processing unit is what? This is the main part of your computer, who is responsible for running the entire hardwares as well as your softwares. Okay, starting from your mouse, your screen, as well as your anything, whatever you have in your systems, the entire control is in the CPU only. EDP, that is your electronic data processing. LAN, local area network. Okay, now this LAN is what? LAN is something which is related to your network providers, that is which you will see in your school labs, or if you have your offices, your fathers or any of your family members have or work in an office, so you will able to find that is they will be having some kind of cables which is running, or if you would have seen in your labs as well, at the back you will find that a lot of cables are there which is getting connected in each and every CPU. Okay, and they are providing you the network, that is they are providing you the internet facility, as well as they also help to connect all the computers together. Okay, moving ahead with the next one, that is your IP, that is your internet protocol. Okay, now see, IP is what? Internet protocol. Basically this internet protocol is commonly we say that IP address. Okay, and each and every device which you have has an IP address, and with the help of this IP address only your location or any other things, it gets tracked. Okay, and that is why you will usually find in most of the movies, whether it is Hollywood, Bollywood or anything. Okay, they used to track any kind of person who is having his mobile phone or laptops or anything like that. Okay, which is having a IP address. Okay, now this can be changed also little bit. It is tricky also, that is all the hackers. Okay, like what happens, you are getting the call from Pakistan or from some other countries as well. Okay, but the person is sitting in India only. Okay, so how this is happening? This is switching over your IP address. Okay, if you ask to Abdul sir, he would be telling you much more about this, because he knows about all these things. That is how your IP can be changed into some other IPs. Okay, and this IP is constant. Okay, I'll be since this I've not prepared it properly, so otherwise I would be showing you the example of the IP address. The starting first two letters, oh sorry, the numbers. Okay, it represents your country code, that is each and every country has a different IP address, that is starting number is completely different, which is generally representing the country, followed by the type of locality or the area or the type of business, like you have scientists are there, research are there, aeronautical industries are there. So different people or different kinds of devices where they are being used, depending on that only the IP addresses are also formed. Okay, HTML, that is your hypertext markup language. It is one of the languages basically used in your computers. Wide area network, this is also related to your LAN only, LAN and WAN. RAM, that is your random access memory. Now GSM, that is your global system for mobile communication. We have come across a lot of times this word, that is this is your GSM SIM. Okay, जैसे पहले रिलायंस में होता था, ठीक है, रिलायंस में क्या होता था, रिलायंस का सिम और किसी मोबाइल में नहीं लगता था. ठीक है, जो छोटे वाले रिलायंस का सिम आता था वो खाली रिलायंस के मोबाइल में ही लगता था. So that was what I think is this only, that was your basically GSM SIM only. Okay, next ahead we have the OUI, that is your organizationally unique identifier. ICT, information and communication technology. Today, this ICT is one of the courses. If you ask to your elder brothers and sisters if they are there in ninth, okay, in CBSE in class ninth, there is a subject which is known as information and communication technology. Is that clear? Moving ahead with some more, that is the fact files. So here are some useful keyboard shortcuts. Okay, you can of course go for it, try for it, okay, so that you can do your works little bit quickly. Okay, starting with these are the famous books as well as the authors, very important. Gitanjali, very famous, that is written by your Rabindranath Tagore. Anna Karenina, that is written by Leo Tolstoy. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, that is your number 6. Okay, so this is written by your Mark Twain. Okay, if you can see here, Mark Twain, he has written the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Gulliver's Travel, this I hope you would be studying in class 10th or 11th 12th, okay, the story. And this is your 7th, that is written by Jonathan Swift. Okay, Jonathan Swift has written Gulliver's Travels. Alice Adventures in Wonderland, this is your number 8. So number 8 here it is. Okay, number 8, that is your Lewis Carroll. Okay, Lewis Carroll has written your Alice Adventures in Wonderland. 9th is your Wuthering Heights. Okay, so this is written by Emily Bront. Okay, next is Great Expectations. You have studied this, if you remember, in one of the pages which was there earlier. Okay, so this is written by Charles Dickens. Okay, next, Pride and Prejudice, written by Jane Austen. That is here, Jane Austen, number 1. Okay, next we have Moby Dick, that is your number 3, written by here, that is your Herman Melville. Okay, Herman Melville, he has written here Moby Dick. Hamlet, very famous series or very famous, yeah, what you can say, play by your William Shakespeare, who has written Julius Caesar as well. Hamlet, most probably you will be studying in your 10 to 12 or 9 to 12. In any one of the classes from 9 to 12, you will be studying about them. Okay, so this was all for today. That is what we have discussed today. Okay, apart from this, the story which I would like to tell you, okay, what happened, why I always say or why I emphasize on this thing, that is your what do we say, this is the subject which is beyond boundaries. Last Sunday there was a competition which was known as Block Education Officer. There was a paper, okay, and this is organized by UPSC, that is जितने भी हमारे प्रशासनिक like DM, SDM, IS, IPS, PCS, ये सारे जितने भी पोस्ट होते हैं, so they come under the category, or the exams are being conducted by Uttar Pradesh Police Service Commission, that is UPPSC. Okay, so that only holds this exam, that is known as your, what do we know at Block Education Officer. Okay, so most of us, we thought that since many sections were there, we have been told that history, civics, geography, reasoning, maths and everything would be asked. Okay, so since I do not belong to a arts background, or I have not studied history very much, so I was completely dependent on the reasoning, mathematical and scientific, all these things. Okay, but what the scenario was there when I appeared for that paper, so it was up to the level of your IS or IPS, the GS part, basically the general studies part. Okay, that is, I'm talking about the current affairs, history, civics and geography. Okay, matlab, what a question was there. Okay, you would be completely surprised, or if you would ask some of your elder brothers and sisters friend or your father's friend, they would also tell you that the paper was really very difficult, and basically the GS portion was very difficult. Okay, basically the tribes which we are studying, ठीक है, हम लोग अभी यही नहीं जानते हैं कि हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश में कितने ट्राइब्स हैं, नोमैडिक ट्राइब्स जैसे जितने हम लोगों ने पढ़े हैं, अभी लास्ट के कुछ पेजेस में भी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है. ठीक है, हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश में भी बहुत सारे ट्राइब्स हैं. ठीक है, आप उनके ऊपर रिसर्च करिए और मुझे बताइए, एंड आई विल ऑल्सो ट्राई माई लेवल बेस्ट टू टेल यू समथिंग अबाउट दीज ट्राइब्स which are present in Uttar Pradesh and then we will go ahead to some other parts of the country. First, let us find out the details of our own state only, that is our Uttar Pradesh. Is that clear to all of you? So this was all for today. We'll be meeting ahead again in the next week with some more pages. Till the time, stay safe and stay healthy, and please don't forget to take all the necessary precautions. One more thing, I am telling you, whatever the queries were there, please do not hesitate, do not feel shy, be free to ask, and please do ask me today itself. Is that clear? So that's all for today. Thank you and have a great day ahead.